campus of Rice University as the Rice Owls host the San Jose State Spartans. And we're at Rice Stadium where it's a gorgeous day for college football. The WAC today, San Jose State in town to meet Rice. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Land alongside Gary Reasons. Glad to have you aboard in what may be termed a critical game for these two teams, even though it's just the third conference weekend.
Well, early in the conference schedule for both teams, but they both want to get themselves positioned to possibly win this conference. San Jose dropped a big one last week against TCU, being blanked 42-0, but they won 3 previous games prior to that. See a different team show up today, and Ken Hatfield for his bunch, they have a 3-game winning streak. They're 2-0 in the conference. Win a big one here, they're certainly in the driver's seat.
San Jose State trying to get its high-powered offense back on track after a dismal performance last weekend against TCU. One of the concerns, injuries to Stephen Pulley and running back Deontay Whitaker.
Well, both of them are cogs in this offense. It's a fast break on AstroTurf called by Dave Baldwin, their head coach. These two guys have really led this team. We don't know how much we're going to see each of them play today. Hopefully they'll play a lot for this team. Deontay Whitaker has the ankle injury and Pulley the knee. Should be interesting to see whether they can play or not.
On the other side for the Rice Owls, certainly their option game is a lot to talk about with quarterback Chad Richardson. We'll get into that heavy duty. But defensively, some folks have overlooked the Owls' defensive standouts.
Well, this defense has played superbly all season for the Owls. That's the reason they've won the last 3 games. Their defense has picked up the pace, giving their offense an opportunity to play, and Jason Hebert leads that defense. He's an excellent safety, and Dan Dawson, the outside linebacker, makes a lot of plays all over the field for this Owl defense.
All right, stay with us. It's Rice and San Jose State as Rice home for just the second time this season, and the Spartans trying to get a key road win. Ken Hatfield and Dave Baldwin going at it here today in Houston. Kickoff coming up. Welcome back to Rice Stadium here in Houston, Texas. College football on Fox Sports Net. It's the WAC today as San Jose State on the road, gearing up for the Rice Owls. Last week, San Jose losing in Fort Worth at TCU. On the other hand, Rice was over in the islands and a huge victory, knocking off one of the WAC surprise teams this year, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And Rice coming home for just the second home game this year. They opened up against crosstown rival Houston, but still not on this surface. The only other home game, Navy. And Dave Baldwin, the head coach in his 3rd year at San Jose State, coming off a 4-8 campaign a year ago and 4-7 in his first year, and a ball club that he still thinks can contend for the WAC championship, but they need to gear it up today. And they get the ball first on the kickoff, and it's kicked deep in the end zone, and they'll down it 1st and 10 coming out on the 20-yard line for San Jose State. And you're looking at quarterback Chris Casteller, 6'2", 199, a senior from Santa Monica, California. And Casteller's thrown for 1,425 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions as he brings the 3-3 Spartans to the line for the first time. Up front, Chris Fiasago, most versatile of the offensive linemen. Dominguez, Contreras, Hammer, and Provost there. Ratliff, Brewer, Pulley, keep your eye on him with the injury in the knee. And LeBlanc also as the wideouts. And just a lone running back, Morton gets the start instead of Whitaker. And the pass is to the tight end, Jesse Rogers, a junior from Shasta Lake, California. Dan Dawson makes the tackle, the linebacker for the Rice Owls. And that Owl defense is a stingy one, as they are 2nd in the league in scoring defense. Anchored up front, B.J. Ferguson, one of the sophomores that had a huge game last week against Hawaii. Dawson has been the leader all year long from that linebacker core. And in the secondary, Travis Ortega had the hit of the year, according to Coach Ken Hatfield last week in the victory over Hawaii. And it is 2nd down and 8 after a pickup of 2 on the pass play to the tight end. And Casteller again throws the football to Pulley. Pulley gets a couple, and Dawson makes the tackle on Stephen Pulley. Now, Pulley had a season, if you will, in the upset win over Stanford. 15 receptions for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's why San Jose State still has confidence coming in here today, despite what happened last weekend, Gary.
Well, he's a good receiver. He's really come into his own this year. Casteller's obviously found him as his go-to guy, and they want to get the ball in his hands quite a bit today.
3 wideouts to the right, 2 to the left for San Jose on a 3rd and 3 from the 27-yard line. The man in motion receives the football, LeBlanc, and he is stuffed, and San Jose State's going to have to kick it away. That'll mean Tim Morgan to come on as the stop that time made by Travis Ortega and also Irwin in on the play.
A few things today, Bill, that need to go on for San Jose to win is they need to execute the big play. When they throw the ball down the field, they've got to make the catch. They didn't do that a week ago. I think they need to score early, get up on this Rice team, and find a way to run the football. Didn't have success early in the drive.
Here's Morgan standing inside his 15, about the 12-yard line. Tim averages 42.8 per punt. He's put 9 inside the opposition's 20 of his 36 kicks. This one bounces over the 35 and takes a San Jose State roll and goes to the 31-yard line before it is down there. And Rice will come out first and 10. The Owls' first possession of the afternoon. And they'll be paced by quarterback Chad Richardson. Richardson, who leads this club in rushing with 429 yards, averaging 3.6 per carry. He has scored 5 touchdowns, and he has thrown for 4 TDs, even though he's only thrown 39 passes on the year. First and 10 from the 31 for the Owls. And right up the middle, Jamie Tyler had a big game last week against Hawaii. Sophomore from Austin gets the carry. Let's take a look at that offensive unit up front where there's plenty of push. The veteran Neil Gray and Bevan certainly anchor that offensive line. Raphael Tillman, the note here, 7 receptions, but 3 for touchdowns. The leading receiver on this club. You can see Tyler getting the start in the backfield and the first carry. He picked up 5. It is 2nd and 5. The ball at the 36 of the Owls. Richardson pulled up, looked as if to throw, and then went forward and gets to the 39-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short. The whole front for San Jose State making the stop, led by Steve Coppin. And let's take a look at that defensive group for the Spartans. Abdul Salam Noah, one of the leaders, a junior out of Los Angeles. Josh Perry, middle linebacker, a junior from Sonora, California, leads them in tackles with 52. And Kenny Sanchez getting the start today as the free safety. He's got a couple of interceptions this year for San Jose State. They've done some juggling in their secondary, though. 3rd and 2 now for Rice. Richardson did not get the first down. Just across the 40-yard line, and a big stop for San Jose State. They're going to try, as others have, to put the hit on Richardson every play, Gary.
Well, he's kind of a marked man because Chad Richardson really runs this offense, and everything that he does out there goes, makes this offense go. And for them to be successful today, do what they do best, and that's ball control, move the ball down the field, get first downs and control the clock. And the last few weeks, they've done very well in the turnover game. They need to control that as well today. And on defense, I think they need to pressure that quarterback, Costello, a lot on defense to give them a good opportunity to win this ball game.
And Rice will go for it on 4th and 1 from the 40. They pull right ahead and should have the first down. So Ken Hatfield makes no bones about it. When you run the football the way this team does, and as often as they do, that is not a, I should say, difficult call, even though you get a little nervous over there.
Well, when you're going to run for a short yardage gain, you're going to go around the right side, the strong side here. Heath Fowler and Aaron Sandoval, they do a good job pushing up front. And that's the way they're going to get this ball going down the field. Positive yardage. They don't need a lot of big plays. They like to get 3, 4, 5 yards at a clip, and that's Rice at its best. Jeff
Rusinich made the tackle from the linebacker spot. Rice is now 6 of 10 this year in 4th down conversions. And on 1st and 10, a couple to the 45-yard line. Sanchez making the tackle. There's Ken Hatfield. Hatfield, 142, 93, and 4 overall in his head coaching career, as here at Rice, closing in on the 500 mark in his 6th season, as he has got 28 victories, 30 defeats, and 1 tie. And Dave Baldwin, San Jose State, as his ball club. Both these teams in fighting injuries. Richardson throws it, completes it, 1st down, Owls across the midfield stripe at the 47-yard line of San Jose State. Dory Lewis made the tackle on the play.
One thing about Rice, they do run the football all the time. It seems like all the time, 80, 90% of the time. But when they do throw it, they do it very well. And I think Chad Richardson has learned to throw the ball effectively. Not necessarily a long throw, but gets the ball out on timing to his receiver, Tillman. And those two guys have ganged up a lot this season for some big plays. 3 touchdowns for Tillman coming from Richardson. So they will throw it at times, Bill.
Tillman, senior 5'9", 185, getting his 8th reception. Came in with 131 yards to lead him in the receiving category. Right up the middle this time with the fullback Tyler. And Jamie goes across the 45 to near the 43-yard line as the Owls, boy, time of possession is just unbelievable as James Ditch made the tackle. The Hawaii game last week, and you see how important the quarterback is here.
Well, this whole offense, Bill, is predicated on running the football, and they spread it around. Ken Hatfield calls this a spread option attack. 38% of the time, the quarterback runs the ball, and you see the numbers for the fullback and both halfback. They spread it around. A lot of different attacks to attack a defense all the way in the backfield and really keeps the defense guessing.
And because of that ground game, last week, Hawaii had the football for 7 minutes in the second half. Rice just puts a sense of panic in you when you come out on the field and you don't get something because you know you may not get the ball back. Sanchez and Perry on the tackle that time.
Well, when you play against this team, your linebackers have to key very well, and Josh Perry, the linebacker for San Jose State, does a pretty good job. Coming back late on Chad Richardson, puts a pretty good pop on him. Every time Chad Richardson runs the football, he's a marked man. He's going to have an X on his chest, so he's the guy they want to hit. They know there's not much depth at the quarterback position for Rice. Both their number 2 and number 3 quarterbacks are out for the season. They're down to their 4th quarterback, who's actually a true freshman. They're trying to redshirt, hoping they won't even have to get him in the game the rest of the season.
Tillman comes wide left as Richardson hands it off to Tyler. And Tyler turning and squirming, getting near the 36-yard line. On a 3rd and 3, he appears to have picked up the first down. And with 8:06 to go in the first period, Rice will move the chains again. There's a look at Tyler's numbers so far this year. Still looking for his first score, but well, they've got a bevy of backs. 5 different guys have been over the 100-yard mark in a particular game.
Well, Jamie Tyler didn't play a lot early because he had some cramp problems. He came back a week ago, played very well against Hawaii, and good news for him to come back because Clint Leshper, who had been playing fullback for them, is out with an injury. He sprained his knee in the Hawaii game, so he's going to be sorely missed, but Tyler's doing a pretty good job at fullback. 1st and 10
at the 36, and as if on cue, Tyler rolls his way to the 29-yard line. Sanchez makes the tackle for the Spartans.
Well, Hatfield likes to run this option a lot of different ways, and this is just a down-the-line option here. He's got the keys reading. If they tackle the fullback, if it's open, he's going to give it to him, which he does there, and it's a good positive 6-7-yard gain for the offense. Hey, if they're tackling the dive back right there on key, Richardson will pull it and run the option down the line.
Well, certainly San Jose State last week shocked by what TCU did to him when Tomlinson ran for 300 yards and has now become the nation's leading rusher, the Horned Frog. And Dave Baldwin said, we went back, we tried to copy as much we could the option game, but he said it is so hard to imitate in practice. He said, we put a running back at quarterback and we just start with the football and go from there. But it takes a while to try to get your players into the key. And I think the other thing that Rice does is they get to that line in a hurry, Gary. There's no recovery time.
Well, they do. They run pretty quickly to the line of scrimmage. They do control the game that way. And you can see Mike Gingrich, you know, he's come into the game the last couple of weeks and done very, very well production-wise at the halfback position. He was a wide receiver a year ago. He had some concussion problems, and Gingrich has really been a real plus in that backfield along with Bradley and Tyler and Gingrich. I mean, with Leshper and obviously the quarterback, Chad Richardson.
They'll come out to measure here. That's the delay as chain gang out. They're going to be just a little bit short.
Now the ball's being short at the line of game for the first down.
And it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 at the 26-yard line. Rice first possession after a 3-and-out for San Jose State to start the ball game. Bill Land, Gary Reasons with you here on Fox Sports Net at Rice Stadium.
Bill, it's always interesting to see how defenses are going to defend this spread option attack. And you know, usually the San Jose defense, their free safety, most tapes that I've watched prior to this game, they line up at 13, 14 yards deep. He's lining up at 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, trying to get in on the running game. You know, most of the time they're going to run the football here for Rice, and they have to get 9, 10, 11 guys. There's 11 guys around the ball right now. That's how they'll play defense the most of the day.
On the 3rd and 1, the handoff to Tyler. No question that he has picked up another first down for the Owls. Rice coming in offensively. The Owls are 8th in total offense, but 1st in run offense.
Well, when you're a linebacker, you've got to defeat blockers. You see Perry here, the linebacker, taking him on and getting in on the tackle. He's got to step up in the hole, especially on a short yardage situation, and Perry's going to have to man the middle of that defense for the Spartans. He's done a pretty good job so far this year. He leads the team in tackles. He's a very active. Coaches say he fits real well on the blocks and does a good job of block protection and making a lot of plays.
Perry, a junior but a veteran with 9 starts in his freshman year, so he's seen a lot of playing time. Bradley bobbles the pitch, then dives over down near the 21-yard line where he goes out of bounds, but was down before that. The clock keeps moving as Seaton and Vucinic made the tackle that time. And Bradley comes back to the huddle. Now, he was the leader early this year, and that's how they've kind of spread things around. He still leads them as a run per carry at 6.2.
Leroy Bradley's a very quality running back, but you know, you never know with those halfbacks whether they're going to get the ball or not. It's up to the quarterback whether he pitches it out to them. And hey, they run their job, do their job. They run, they block. If they get the ball, they're going to make positive yardage.
2nd down and 6 at the 20 for the Owls. Up the middle, Tyler hammers his way to the 15-yard line where Sanchez makes the tackle, and close to another 1st down for Rice University. That clock keeps on ticking. 5:12 to go in the 1st period.
Well, one of the key things about this offense is they actually leave people open. They unblock people, and they want them to actually make a play. And if they decide to tackle the fullback inside, hey, they'll pull that ball and pitch it. But otherwise, they're going to people they don't even account for on the line of scrimmage have to commit, and once they commit, that's what the option attack does. It attacks on their commitments.
Richardson last year in a loss to San Jose, 16 carries, 123 yards. This time he gives to Tyler. Jamie Tyler making that first option very tough for the quarterback to turn down. He said, give it here. We don't need to fool him with anything.
A little bit different wrinkle here for Rice. They do more of a lead option or just a lead into the backfield. A little different here down the line. They don't do this a lot. They normally run the option down the line of scrimmage. This is just a lead play, and Tyler gets a good blocking up front there with Sandoval and Fowler on the right side and good positive yardage. And you see Perry coming over for the tackle.
And Rice knocking on the door. 1st down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Owls. One pass in this drive. The rest has been on the ground, and much of it behind this guy, Tyler, who nearly gets into the end zone. Well, he is really getting great push after that initial contact.
Well, he has good body lean when he hits, the defenders. He does that. He keeps his legs going just like a piston, just like a truck. They're trying to move it down the field, and you have that good positive body lean and that push, you're going to get positive yardage.
Last week, Tyler scored on a touchdown pass from Richardson. As Rice winning 38-19 in Hawaii, and never easy to go over there and win. They took off on Tuesday to go over there and get ready for the conditions. Did their fun in the sun after the game on Sunday. Tyler, and he is stopped short on a 2nd and goal.
Well, Ken Hatfield was worried about the game after the Hawaii game. He always said that, hey, the game after that game is the one that you always worry about. He doesn't know how his team is going to respond, but so far this Owl offense has been able to plug the ball down the field, move it effectively, move it around with a few different running backs carrying the football, taking the workload off of the quarterback, Chad Richardson. These running backs are producing so far, Bill.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that Coach Hatfield does well, and obviously he does a bunch, is keep his team focused each week, and kind of evidenced by the 0-3 start and the 3 straight wins since then. The push forward in the end zone, and touchdown. Richardson takes it himself, the quarterback, and the Owls are on the board 6-0 with 3:01 to go 1st quarter. So a 1-yard run. Richardson gets his 6th TD of the year.
Goes right behind his center, Matt Baldwin, the left guard, Neil Gray. They get enough push underneath there, and he hops over for the score.
So 3:01 in the 1st period, and Richardson on the keeper. And now for the point after, the Owls come on with Crabtree, who is 10 of 10. Derek out of Duncanville, Texas, 6'4", 210. He boots this one, and he is perfect again. Rice first possession, ground control, and leads it 7-0. Not far from downtown Houston at Rice Stadium on the campus of Rice University, and the Owls take care of business early. What a drive to take a 7-0 lead, as Dave Baldwin realizing that's not what he had hoped to see on the first Rice possession. 18 plays, and 9 minutes and 45 seconds later, they punch it into the end zone on Richardson's 1-yard run.
And Ken Hatfield, that's his offense working to perfection. That's how he wants his team to attack this ball game. Very good drive by the Owls.
And the kickoff. The floater out of bounds.
Sky may be the limit for some, but at Texas Tech University, become a physician and to fly on board the space shuttle. Whether you're
have a little bit better field position than they did operate at the beginning of the ball game.
Bill, I talked to Steve Graff, the offensive coordinator for San Jose State, and he said, you have to understand that our offense is such a big, high-powered offense. They're used to making the big play, but they have been accustomed to three plays and out. I'm afraid, though, if they have a lot of 3 plays and out today against this Rice team, they may not get the football back. And that's going to be a tough thing for them to go with all day.
Timeout is called here at Rice Stadium. Stay with us. WAC football, Rice on top. Back 1st and 10 from the 35 for San Jose State. And smash mouth football defensively now for Rice, as nothing happening there. The Owls come back on with their defensive unit. They're well rested after 18-play scoring drive that took 9+ minutes off the clock. Richardson, the 1-yard run. Tyler carrying much of the load, though. 11 carries and 47 yards on 1 possession.
Wow. That's all you can say about that drive.
New San Jose State 2nd down and 11 now from the 34 for Chris Casteller, the quarterback. Good protection this time, and got a man out the 40 and diving for the 1st down. Nicely done that time. Dawson makes the tackle, but not before the chains will move, as the receiver walking Bailey, and Bailey 5'7", or the 5'9", a junior from Granada Hills, California.
Well, when you have your offense going to be able to pass the ball a lot, you've got to be able to protect. But you look at Big Fiasago on the outside, and that might have been the football 40+ times a football game.
3:24 was before the breakfast buffet this morning. That for these Californians came body time at 5:30 in the morning. Right up the middle. 1st down and more to the Rice 40-yard line. And there's a little bit of the versatility of San Jose State, as carrying the football. Hebert and Dawson make the tackle that time on the runner, Roger Ratliff.
Well, a little bit of a counteraction here. They try to fool the defense. They hand it off inside. Everyone's watching Casey LeBlanc coming around the backside, and Ratliff does a good job of finding his way in the middle of the Rice defense.
Ratliff filling in for Deontay Whitaker, who you're told after the pregame warm-ups, iffy at best, may see some spot duty. Ratliff would like to show more of that and take care of business on his own. 1st and 10 from the 40. Casteller just out of the reach of the wide receiver Pulley that time, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Spartans with 1:29 to go in the 1st.
Early on by Rice, their defense is playing a little bit of zone coverage, a little soft defense. That's why you see Casteller throwing the ball underneath to his outside receivers. Been successful on a couple of attempts. That one just didn't hit the mark.
See the Rice pass defense leading the WAC in efficiency. So you take a look at this defensive unit of Rice. They're giving up 21.5 points a game, but in the last 3, only 15 a game average, after allowing 27 per game average in the first 3, all losses. Up the middle, and Ratliff is stopped at the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long for Casteller, and a player down for San Jose State, as Irwin made the tackle. That's Tim Provost, who had the shin injury coming in. He was kind of doubtful coming into the game.
Well, the shin injury turned into an ankle injury also, because the swelling went down into his ankle, and I know he's having troubles. You see him going off the field. Tim Provost is one of their offensive tackles who came in this year as a freshman and has played pretty well for him, and having to make a move here early in the ball game. They're probably going to play Scott Vandegrift in his replacement. I think that's who they've got out there at right tackle now.
Yeah, they're sitting in a situation that Kevin Michaels, an offensive lineman, may be moving some to the tight end position today. So really doing some juggling. Casteller with a 3rd and 8 from the 38 of Rice, and his club down 7-0. 51 seconds to go in the 1st period. Under the rush, escapes one man, picks up the football, and completes it. Let's see where they mark it. Going to be a 1st down. Yes, it will. The reception made as Sean Green, a great job of coming back to meet the football before McMillan made the tackle on him.
What may be more impressive is Chris Casteller keeping his feet, because Dawson had him in the backfield. You'll see here coming from the left side of your screen, Casteller's going to roll out to his right, and Dan Dawson, number 30 for the Owls, is going to come in and clip his left foot. You see him there, he stumbles, but he gets his composure, gets it back, throws it downfield on timing. Sean Green does come back, make a good grab and a 1st down for San Jose. Green is 15th reception of the year. 1st and 10, Spartans at the 28-yard line. Rice 32 on the year for 254 yards. Then SMU and UTEP. On the other side, San Jose State has been penalized 415 yards, averaging 69 yards a contest. Richardson on the 3rd down and long. Going deep, flag is thrown as the defender got pushed down. We'll see which way they whistle this one, as the Owls Well, I think Dore Lewis, the cornerback here for San Jose State, bumped into Gilbert Okoronkwo on the outside, and you're going to see him. What happens here is the quarterback throws the football. He's going to take a little pop inside. They're going to hit Richardson every time they can, and then down the field, Okoronkwo turns up, and he gets obstructed by the cornerback Lewis, number 24, and can't make the play. Probably going to go against the defense here.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Well, Gary, it's obvious that Dave Baldwin, I mean, last week, TCU ran for 418 yards on him. He knows what Rice is going to do. He's got to be concerned that they come down on the opening drive and stuff it right down their throats. So he's pushing forward a little bit more. Now Rice has thrown it a couple of times in this possession.
Well, that's good play calling by David Lee, the offensive coordinator here for Rice, trying to find a way to take what the defense gives you. Don't make Chad Richardson run it every time. Hey, let him throw it a little bit and maybe loosen that defense up a bit.
And not so important that you even complete them, but just to push those guys a little bit off the line. 1st and 10 at the 46. And back to the bread and butter, right up the middle. Tyler, the fullback, Josh Perry makes the tackle. TCU a week ago, 54 carries, 418 yards rushing in the 42-0 win over the Spartans.
Well, when you're on defense and you cannot stop the run, whatever reason it's going on out there, it is a long, long day, and there's a lot of soul searching that goes on. And I know this Spartan defense, they took it to heart last week with that performance that they had up in Fort Worth, and they wanted to come out here against the Owls. They know it's a good running attack. They lead the WAC conference in rushing. I tell you, they're 11th in the nation in rushing. This Rice offense is a very powerful group, and the Spartans knew they had their work cut out for them coming in here.
2nd and 6, the ball at midfield for the Owls. 11:54 to go before halftime. And again, up the middle to the left hash. Tyler again carries the football for the Owls, and Perry makes the tackle. Well, and you mentioned a little bit about Richardson and take a little heat off of him. He's played every offensive play the last 2 games with the lack of depth at quarterback now. They do not want to have to unredshirt, if you will, Jeremy Hurd at this point in the season. If it were a serious injury, Ken Hatfield said, I may have to go that way. But if I just got to give Richardson a breather for a play or two, he'd probably bring in sophomore Ben Wolf, more of a running back, just to run a play or two.
Well, Ben's got some snaps in practice. He can do that just to give Richardson a breather if he needed it.
Richardson has been so durable. And the complete pass here and across the 40 to 35-yard line, down to the 31. Vucinic making the tackle, but Matt Weber gets his 3rd reception of the year, a sophomore from Commerce, Texas.
Take a look here. Richardson just got a little bit of a drop back, roll to his right, and throw on timing to Weber. A little bit of a wobbler out of Richardson's hand, but he makes a good grab. He eludes the tackler, and Vucinic makes a good tackle coming from his inside linebacker position.
And Rice, 3rd pass of the day. You say, well, so what, Bill? You see Richardson 2 of 3. Again, we remind you, 39 passes in 6 games coming in, so they're ahead of their average. And gives you an idea of what they're seeing defensively. Richardson again got a man wide open. Rice touchdown. Oh, my goodness. And the Owls tack on another one. Richardson, another TD pass. Anthony Griffin.
Well, when you concern yourself with the run that the Owls have, they possess as a running team, they're stopping in on the run. This is just a dive back. He comes through the backfield. Nobody's going to touch him, and watch what he does here. Just goes right to the middle of the field. The safety bites on the run fake. Nobody's up there, and easy throw and catch for quarterback Chad Richardson and Griffin, the tailback.
Anthony Griffin, who last year ran for 183 yards in the loss to San Jose State, this time gets the TD reception, 31 yards, I believe it was, from Chad Richardson. And the point after by Crabtree is good. And it's 14-0 Rice.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections.
Your electric cooperatives of Oklahoma, a Touchstone Energy partner.
It's time for the 11th annual Captain Dangerfield Day. Come out and join the fun on Saturday, October 16th.
Anthony Griffin's first reception of the season goes for 6, and Rice up 14-zip.
Well, here's Griffin on the outside. He's been blocking inside. They're going to fake that. He's going to come through and run up top. Then they run the play. It's a little down the line, mid-outline option. You'll see the fake here. Little play action inside. He fakes the block and goes up the field. Nobody covers him. Wide open play for Griffin. Good pass by Chad Richardson. Kind of fooled the defense that play. They think it's run, 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 and they slip it right behind him.
And the kickoff in the end zone, and San Jose State will bring it out to the 10 and diving out near the 20-yard line. Carrying the football that time for San Jose State, Scarborough, senior from Granada Hills, California, and Williams made the tackle. Adam Williams for the Rice Owls. A lot of college football to go today. UAB and Cincinnati. UAB a newcomer to Conference USA against Cincy. That's up next. Then Iowa State and Missouri for the Big 12 homecoming for the Tigers as they come off an overtime game against Colorado. And that should be quite a battle today in Columbia, Missouri. You'll see it all here on Fox Sports Net. 1st and 10 from the 20. Costello in trouble. Escape one and incomplete, overthrowing LeBlanc near the 45-yard line. The pressure came from Pittman as he blitzed from the linebacker spot for San Jose, or for the Rice University Owls.
You watch 47, Rashard Pittman. He should make this sack in the backfield. Nobody blocks him. When you get back there, you have to make the play. Give credit to the quarterback, Costello, elusive enough to get away from him and throw the ball down the field and not make a negative play.
2nd down and 10. 10:23 to go before halftime. San Jose State facing a 14-0 deficit. LeBlanc spins to the outside to pick up another yard or two. It'll be 3rd down and 5 after that carry. Antoine Shell, a freshman from Mississippi, makes the tackle. Shell had 5 coming in.
Well, one thing Dave Baldwin says his team has is team speed as Casey LeBlanc comes around. 16 guys are 4.5 or better in the 40-yard dash, and Casey LeBlanc is obviously one of the guys, one of the faster guys on this team. He said it's the fastest team that he's ever coached. And that's why they run this wide open style of attack of offense, Bill. They try to move the ball down the field with the big play.
Baldwin's 3rd year here with the Spartans after a couple of years as head coach at Cal State Northridge and a number of years in the junior college ranks in California. LeBlanc again, slippery. Gonna be, well, we'll see where they spot. It appears he's gonna be a little short of the 1st down as Greg Gatlin, freshman from here in Houston, along with Shell, made the stop for the Owls.
Kind of a wide receiver screen, a draw, a little misdirection here. Both 3 wide receivers to the near side, and 2 of them go out and block, and LeBlanc comes back for the screen behind and just short of the 1st down.
And that means Tim Morgan will come on for the punt opportunity. 6'6", 213, a senior. Last year averaged 37 yards at kick. This year's bumped it up. Now they're going to go for it. 4th down, and Costello keeps it. Didn't need much. Don't know if he got it, though.
The line judge on the near side got his left foot right on the line, and so we'll see where he puts the football down. Can't tell all the way across the field whether or not it's going to be a 1st down. There's certainly be a measurement here.
Boy, how do you spot those? They'll bring out the chains.
We talked about the defensive front for Rice and how well they've been playing this year. Judd Smith and B.J. Ferguson look inside here in the middle. They're just going to push inside, and they hit the quarterback over the top. Doing a pretty good job there. It's Wesley Kubers, the linebacker, coming over and hitting Costello in the backfield before he possibly get a 1st down as we see the measurement.
You see the reaction from the Owls. Dave Baldwin just can't get anything to go his direction today, and the Owls will get possession at the 30 of San Jose State, up 14-0. Wow. Some of the Spartan followers that have made the long trip.
Well, they need to get something going, Bill. Down 14 points, and that's something Dave Baldwin had to try. He had to see if his offense could get a half a yard for the 1st down. That's all they needed, about a foot, and didn't do it. Credit the Rice defense making a big stop and coming up with a big series.
Yeah, I think he's figured we can't get that. We're going to be in big trouble anyway. And they are right now. They run to the right side. Nice cutback that time by the Owls as Rice maybe smelling a little blood here. Derek Gary, a sophomore from San Antonio Churchill High School, makes the run, and Noah and Seaton the stop.
Yeah, just the inside handoff here, just a reverse out by the quarterback, Derek Gary, another fullback in the cog of the mix here, this Rice offensive backfield. Going to get some plays in there with Leshber out. He hasn't played much this year, and just a fullback. A lot of depth in this offensive backfield for the Owls.
Yeah, for Gary, that's just his 7th carry of the year. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard pickup. The ball marked at the 21. Richardson hands it off right up the middle, and then still plugging. And again, moving the football on the ground. Perry makes the tackle that time, as Vince Hawkins, a freshman from Spring, Texas, just his 6th carry of the season.
Well, we talked about Chad Richardson, him running the football so much for this offense, but today, the fullback, the tailback position, both halfbacks have run the ball very, very well and taken the workload off of Chad Richardson. They want to save him. Remember, he's a marked man out there, and anytime he touches the football and tries to run it, they're going to pop him if they can. Good job here by Rice, executing and getting all of their running backs into the ballgame.
Tillman goes wide right. And again, Griffin right up the middle, touchdown Rice. Anthony Griffin gets his 2nd score of the day. This is a 10-yard TD run. And Rice, here in the 2nd period, goes up 20-0.
A little bit of confusion here on the defense by San Jose State. They're playing into their holes, but there's some backside missed assignments. Guys are playing too fast, trying to come across the center area, trying to make the play on the other side, and nobody's back home. Good run by Griffin, picking his way and cutting back against the grain.
3 plays and 109 after the 4th down conversion attempt fails, and Rice makes them pay big time. The Owls, Crabtree, 3 of 3 on the day in PATs, and the Owls blowing them away, 21-0.
Welcome back. To the distinguished list of places known as meccas for the sports fan, we now add La Quinta. Okay, now here's your basic fan. Freeze it right there. Notice how the 25-inch TV is a perfect viewing distance from both the bed and a recliner. That's a well-designed play. Plush carpet and high ceilings offer adequate room for victory dances, and you can still option the Nintendo right here. Rooms designed for the sports fan. One more reason I'll be seeing you at La Quinta.
Welcome back to Houston. A good look at the Galleria area here in Houston, Texas, on a beautiful day, warming up here at Rice Stadium, and the mob getting ready. The Marching Owl Band. Bill and Gary Reasons with you. They're going to have to wait a while. Rice up 21-0, still 7:41 to go in this 2nd quarter, as the Owls have dominated things from the get-go. They've done it with the run, they've done it with the pass, and then they converted after San Jose gambled a bit on a 4th down. And the kickoff up the middle to the 30, just shy of that. And San Jose State, pretty good field position to operate this possession. Carrying the football, Dante Scarborough. McMillan made the tackle that time.
Well, this San Jose offense has to find a way to move the ball down the field. They have not had any production, so to speak, of here in this quarter to start out, Bill, and I think they need to find a way to move the ball on the ground a little bit, try to loosen up this defense a little bit, passing the ball with short passes. They had that early. Need to go back to it possibly.
They had 6 plays and 42 yards before the missed field goal attempt has been the only thing they've done offensively. And again, Rice coming up with a big defensive play on 1st down. They are really dictating to San Jose what's happening in this game. The stop that time by Ferguson.
Well, Ferguson does his job. He just pushes the lineman in front of him right in the backfield into the running back and makes the play. B.J. Ferguson, a sophomore, he's just learning coming up there. Watch him here and listen to how he goes on.
Roger Ratliff saying, no wonder Whitaker's over there on the sideline. I mean, what a pop. 2nd down and 12 for San Jose State. Costello with a play action. Incomplete, trying to get it to Sean Green on the Spartan sideline. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up for San Jose State.
Dave Baldwin told me a week ago they had big play opportunities last week, and they dropped 6 passes in that play on the outside. Sean Green had the ball in his hands. Costello delivered it. He did not make the catch on the sideline. Would have given this offense a 1st down and a chance to get something going.
Yeah, and as with TCU, where TCU broke the big running plays, Rice today, well, you get down here 21-0, you start looking at that clock, and you know the Owls are going to pound it on the ground. Sometimes you tend to panic a little bit offensively. Costello on third down, nice escapability. Incomplete. Shell covering, and a flag is thrown. Going for the tight end, Sean Brewer, junior from Riverside, California.
Yeah,
Playing with a bruised knee.
Yeah, I think we're going to get Antoine Shell for pushing him out of bounds. Late hit on the sideline, and bad break for the Rice Owl defense. They had everyone covered very, very well. The quarterback had to scramble outside of the pocket.
That's the call, and that'll keep San Jose State on the field offensively.
You see here at the end of the play, that's what they're going to call a little contact prior to the ball getting there. And Antoine Shell just a little anxious. He had plenty of time to recover this ball. Just turns his head away and then watch his hand. He can't put his hands on the receiver prior to the ball being delivered.
Good call. Rice fans don't like it. Ken Hatfield might think, hey, was that a catchable ball? It was certainly up for grabs. And when you see that hand on the back as the official, you're going to make that call most of the time if the ball's anywhere in the neighborhood. 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. LeBlanc in motion now sets up in the slot. Gets the ball on the end around. Nowhere to go this time as Rice has smelled that out pretty good now. The Owls coming up, making the play. Linebacker Rashard Pittman, and also up front Judd Smith, the senior from Plano, Texas, as LeBlanc hobbles off.
Well, when the defense comes over and they just kind of pressure inside here, you're going to see everyone is staying at home. They're playing their responsibilities. The linebackers come up, and boom, they're going to get LeBlanc every time on that, as Rashard Pittman does a nice job from his inside linebacker spot, scraping across the center space and making the play outside the tackle area. That's good keys, good assignments by the defense, Bill.
Sorry, Gary. Green comes wide to the left. And a timeout is called. Yancey Whitaker, one of the nation's top rushers, sidelined by the injury and yet to play today. And San Jose State in dire need of a spark. They're down 21-0. Rice with a 21-0 lead. 6:01 to go in the first half. Bill and Gary Reasons with you. 2nd and 12 from the 41 of San Jose State for the Spartans. Costello out of the shotgun. Complete, but nothing doing. The forward progress is stopped as Brandon Green makes the tackle on the play.
It's going to be a little screen pass out here to the right side, to their right side. Look to the left. You see Brandon Green stays home here, does a good job. He makes the tackle and is helped from the backfield. Sadler comes over and they make the play in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage. Almost a negative play.
Delonte Vaughn, the receiver on the play. Whitaker, and that's what he's done this year, just played a few plays against TCU. 3rd down. Casteller nearly picked off. Right there was Josh McMillan. Did everything but grab it. McMillan realizing he might have had 6 if he hangs on.
Well, they had one receiver sit there and squat, and Josh McMillan just breaks on the football, almost comes up with a big interception, Bill. This defense for Rice is just playing superb today. Nothing has gone right for San Jose offensively. They have found a way to stop this team, and I know they're missing Deontay Whitaker. You know, he's just a big play part of that offense, and they need to find a way to run the football to take the pressure off the passing game.
And that means Morgan is on to punt. Stands on his own 25-yard line. And this one, a short kick. And staying away is Hebert. And it is down inside the 20. Nice roll for the Spartans. But that, again, is another one of those good news, bad news, as Rice will take over about the, let's see where they mark the football. But it gives them more field to work with and more clock to chew up. And a penalty. We'll get to that in a moment. NFL this morning. Wolf going to get some snaps at the quarterback position for the Rice Owls. Ben Wolf hands it off, and you made the comment earlier, Gary, that Richardson, the running game working really not too much option today for Rice in this spread option offense, and now Wolf comes on to hand off.
Well, the offensive line is doing an excellent job of creating some holes and getting room for those running backs to cut through there. A lot of handoff inside misdirection plays, not the true option football that we're used to seeing from Rice. And we've got an injury on the field. One of the Spartans is down. Center, and you can watch what happens to him here. He's engaged with the center, and just a cut block by the left guard coming over. It's a combination block, and he gets wrapped up and rolled up there. And
we're going to help him off the field. Happened last year, had one of his better games in the victory over Rice, where he had 6 tackles, a returning starter for this team. San Jose winning the first meeting in this series last year, 20-17.
Well, Dave Baldwin needs his defense to find a way to stop this Rice out rushing attack. You see you've got the new quarterback in there and Ben Wolf, and he's just going to hand off like Richardson's been doing. This offensive line is doing an excellent job for the Owls.
Wolf, 6 foot 195, a sophomore from Center, Texas. And he has yet to carry the football himself this year. He got pushed into this role as the backup quarterback when 2 others went down, Bates, and also trying to protect Jeremy Hurd on his redshirt year. Rusinich and Perry made the tackle.
Well, Ben Wolf came here. He's a quarterback in high school and moved to the running back position, knowing that there was a lot of depth at quarterback, given the best opportunity to play. And he's contributed on special teams a lot of different ways for this Rice Owl offense, and now getting an opportunity with the depth problems at quarterback to get a few snaps and give Richardson a breather.
3rd and 3 at the 31. Inside 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Wolf hands this off to Tyler. Looking for a hole and found it for a first down across the 35-yard line. As Jamie Tyler is brought down by Zach Rance.
Keith Meyer for Rice is now down on the field. They're playing left guard or left tackle in there. They've got some depth out there, and Meyer's one of the guys who has come in. He's a freshman. Probably going to see a lot of people play for Rice today. You know, things are going very, very well for them early in the ball game, and they like to roll people in there anyway, especially on the defensive side of the football. Offensively, their offensive line has played together very well this year, and they do have a few people that come in. Meyer is one of them, and as we see him coming off the field.
Well, and Rice with a lot of momentum, looking for its 4th consecutive win. A chance to stay unbeaten in the WAC at 3-0 if they can put this one away today. And knowing that, hey, after 5 of the first 6 on the road, they finally get a chance to see Rice Stadium a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of home games back-to-back, a little unique for these guys. Seems like they've been well-traveled this whole season. So we'll see what they've done on the ground so far.
About run the football, they have done that again today. And stop San Jose State. And again, right up the middle, Marshall Blunt makes the tackle on Bradley, gets back into the act. Leroy Bradley, the sophomore from Baker, Florida, who leads them in per carry average.
Well, Todd Throckmore, the defense coordinator for San Jose State, has got to find a way to put some pressure on this Rice Owl offense, not getting it done with what they're doing right now. Perhaps they need to put some pressure on them, bring some people into the gaps, get their linebackers shooting through there, their safety, something, because nothing is working right now. And you see the defense on this field, they've got their hands on their hips. Yeah. They're all wondering what's going on out here, and I hope they're not going to start pointing the finger as far as who's going to make the play and whose responsibility it is.
Gingrich, a nice block on that play, but Rance missing the tackle that could have stopped it. And again, Tyler off tackle here in the 1st and 10 from the 39, with the clock moving inside 3 minutes here in the second period.
Seen a lot of true wishbone attack here by Rice coming out. Fullback and two halfbacks, and a little misdirection inside. And doing a good job on the off tackle plays today, Bill.
Taking Meyer to the locker room to check out his injury. Meanwhile, on the other side, Copan, the injured lineman for San Jose State, with the ice to the leg. Wolf hands it off. Again, first down, Bradley to the 30-yard line. Josh Perry, the middle linebacker, and Travis Seaton, the strong safety, making the tackle this time for San Jose State.
Yeah, but still 3 to 4 yards a pop here by offense. The offensive line is just blowing them out of there. Heath Fowler and Aaron Sandoval on the right side. You'll see here, watch the hole open up, and then Gingrich does a good job of blocking, and Bradley just pushes it up in there. That's excellent execution today.
And I beg your pardon, not a first down yet. Wolf, his first carry. He stepped up off the center and has the first down. So Ben Wolf gets the carry.
Rice wanting to punch in one more before intermission.
You're right, Bill. They'd like to punch it in and get a little extra cushion here. And you see Chad Richardson, who's, this is not like him. He's not used to staying on the sidelines, especially this season with his offense on the field. And Ben Wolf is giving him a good opportunity to rest. They're up. Things are going well for him. And Coach Hatfield decided to put Ben Wolf in this situation. He wanted to give him season a chance to play where it wasn't a real critical situation.
Richardson really come into his own here in the last few weeks. Wolf carries the football. Scampers out of bounds just inside the 20, close to another first down and a flag. Flag's back at midfield or the center of the field around the 28-yard line. There's the call.
It's going to be a blocking below the waist, and normally that's not called inside the tackle area, which is where that's at, because you can block below the waist. If it was outside on the perimeter, they could call that. If it was a perimeter player coming.
And Ken Hatfield asking the official about just that part of the call.
What's happening? We're coaching a scoop. Chop block on the offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
So they'll move it back, and Rice still be first down, but it'll be out at the 43-yard line.
Well, I think what you're going to see here is a leg whip at the top of the screen. That's what they're actually calling the chop block, the kick at the outside. All the plays on the outside, the blocks are below the waist, and you can do that with the man in front of you. But when you leg whip or kick, they call it chop block behind, but it's actually a tripping penalty is what they called on that play.
So first and 10 for the Owls from the 43. Wolf trying to get upfield and got out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So he picks up 10. Akame with a push to get him out of bounds.
Ben Wolf showing that he's got a little bit of a speed here. He's just coming back, little fake option, going to do a lead play through for the quarterback, and he just runs to the outside, almost makes the corner here. Acme does a nice job of getting some contact on him and then finishes him off, and almost a slip and slide there out of bounds.
And Rice, you see, headed for that average that they've done in the last 3 games, and all of those victories. Rice second down and make it about 14. Richardson. Whether deep, and a flag is thrown. They put Richardson back in the game to throw the football, and the pass down near the 5-yard line.
Going to be some defensive contact down the field, holding on the defense there, and Raphael Tillman was open outside. Chad Richardson delivered the ball on timing. Could have made a great, spectacular catch on the outside, but they're going to call the defense for the holding. Going to be play action pass inside. You see Raphael Tillman come up. You can see the contact here. Then he's going to go down and outside. Going to be a hold up here. You're going to see the bump right there. Can't contact the receiver down the field past the 5-yard area. It's going to be a holding penalty and a first down for the Owls.
So that takes care of the yardage that they needed with the first down situation. And now 1:18 to go before halftime. And Dave Baldwin just hoping to somehow come up with a stop here and a big play defensively and then regroup at the break.
Well, you need some kind of a momentum turner, whether it's a big play defensively on a turnover, a big hit, or something to happen in this ball game. Nothing has really worked so far for the Spartans.
Richardson running the option again. Gives the pitch to Gingrich. Gingrich knocked down at the 21-yard line. Picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8, but now they're playing the clock. And Rice does have 3 timeouts remaining and elects to use one here. So the Owls call the timeout after the tackle made by Samson Sherrod, senior from Pleasanton, California, and also Acme, the 35, a junior from Fort Irwin, California. Join the action, kicking back, and Rice with a 21-0 lead and a chance to take a real lock on the WAC standings. Let's take a look at what's ahead. They've got TCU next week here, then at SMU, at Fresno, and end up with UTEP. And SMU shocking Fresno State Thursday night in a game seen here on Fox Sports Net, and just let you know that anything really can happen in this WAC.
Yeah, you see San Jose's schedule coming up there as well. They have to travel a lot, coming to Texas a couple of times this year. haven't done very well in the state, and Dave Baldwin wanted to find a way to get a win on the road, and so far it's not happening here in Houston.
They're 1-1 in the league, with Rice 2-0 entering here today. 2nd and 8 from the 21. Richardson got a man and completes it to the 11-yard line as Okoronkwo comes up with a reception and Dory Lewis makes the tackle. Okoronkwo, a sophomore from New Orleans.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 195. He's probably their biggest wide receiver they have out there, and he hasn't played a lot the last couple of weeks. He's been nursing a growing injury, but he practiced very well this week. Ken Hatfield told me he was expecting to get him in the ball game and inside of the mix, and makes a good grab on the outside.
Inside a minute now with 57 ticks to go. 1st and goal. Well, actually 1st and 10. They could still get another 1st down. May not be necessary though. Bulling his way forward. Tyler. Jamie Tyler, the sophomore for Austin, really having a banner day.
Well, the one thing that Tyler does when he runs is his body lean going forward. Watch him here as he comes. His shoulder pads are low. Watch him as he makes contact. He gets below their pads. Hey, he's a wrecking ball just trying to go down and pop, 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 and use the momentum, actually, of the defenders to break away.
Yet still keeps his head up. He really ducks the shoulder, but making forward progress. Richardson trying to get a little lean, but finally a swarm there by Wusinich, as well as a couple of other defenders for San Jose State to make the play.
Yeah, almost a busted play by Rice that time. He thought he was going to hand it off inside to the fullback on the dive and pulled it out and didn't really know where to go with it, and the defense collapsed on him at that point.
Edgar Nava, 54, also there on the play. 18 seconds to go with a timeout called here in the 2nd period, and at 21-0 and a 3rd down coming up. Want to stay up on the high school game? Well, certainly you can do it here on Fox Sports Net. High School Extra, 9 o'clock in the morning. Get an in-depth look at high school athletics and the star athletes of tomorrow right here on Fox Sports Net. Randy McElvoy and crew doing a great job on that show.
That's changed in recent years, Bill. What's happening with the high school athletes? Kids are committing during their senior year to these universities, and I know there's a few of them that have already committed to Rice and also to San Jose. There's teams that they try to build their programs, and you have to go out and recruit earlier. They're recruiting sophomores and juniors these days. It's kind of unique in college athletics that you have to go out that far in advance to try to bring kids to your program.
Yeah, getting more like basketball where players are committed before their senior year ever starts. Our game summary, well, it's been all right. So you see the total yardage. Owls, 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and trying to make it the 4th here. And Tyler leading the way with 18 carries and 77 yards. They had an 18-play drive on their first possession, in case you weren't with us, that really set the tone for this ball game. And here is Tyler. Rams his way into the end zone, and Rice tacks on 6 more. The 2-yard run by Tyler, and the Owls get 6 more and make it 27-0.
Jamie Tyler has 30 pounds on safety. Kenny Sanchez is going to step up and try to make this tackle. He just overpowers him. The weight, the strength, the body lean we talked about with Tyler running the football. Does a good job of punching in the end zone.
And Crabtree, who hasn't missed a PAT this year or last. He was 18 of 18 last year. He came in 10 of 10 this year and has hit his first 3 today. All that bragging doesn't bother him. He keeps it perfect, and it's now 28-0. A 13-play, 76-yard drive that ate up 4 minutes, 45 seconds, and Rice has a 28-0 lead, and most importantly leaves San Jose State just 14 seconds to work with.
Well, not a lot of time to work with here, and most important thing for San Jose is they're going to have halftime, have a chance to go in and do a little soul search. I think Dave Baldwin really has to find a way to motivate this team. Come a long way out here to Texas. The trip was yesterday. They came in late. They got here. They walked on the field about 8:30 yesterday. And, you know, they're trying to find a way to get some positive things going for this football team as we take a look at the WAC standings. You know, Rice positioned very well at the top of the conference and 3-3 overall with a win today, firmly in the driver's seat. And Hawaii, who we'll see next week, Bill, up in Tulsa, playing very, very well. And it's a conference that a lot of teams can position themselves with one win here that could really help them out. San Jose is not getting it done today.
UTEP plays Arizona later, so we'll get an indication of what they have to offer for the rest of the season. Ken Hatfield's Owls leading it here 28-0 as the Owls 7-4 seasons in 96 and 97 before dropping back last year and trying to get back to the postseason here. And the kickoff and the tackle made at the 25-yard line as McMillan makes the stop. And Rice will have 9 seconds to worry about defensively. Well, I want to remind our viewers about Houston Rockets basketball. They opened up the exhibition slate with a victory last night. They meet the Hornets Monday night at 6. Seen on Fox Sports Net. Rockets, the new look Rockets, as they take on the Hornets. Elvin Cato, what a triple-double with blocked shots last night for the Rockets in that exhibition win. Double-digit blocked shots. And Casteller downs the football to end the half, and San Jose State will go in down 4 touchdowns here at the break.
And it's a big hit on special teams, a turnover, something happened positive for his football team that they can rally around. We've talked about them losing Deontay Whitaker, their #1 running back. He's not here. He hasn't been on the field 1 snap today. You know, he's a big part of this offense. He's had 10 touchdowns this season, 8 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on a kick return, so he's sorely missed.
Let's take a look at some of the other games that are going on today in the WAC. Thursday night, SMU with a big upset over Fresno State at the Cotton Bowl, 24-14. Tulsa and TCU playing in Fort Worth this evening in a 6:05 kickoff. UTEP steps out of the league to take on the University of Arizona in Tucson tonight. And Hawaii is idle. And San Jose State has been idle offensively here today, and they were concerned about the early wake-up call that they had, because with 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff, we're talking 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and their pregame meal and wake-up around 5:30 Pacific Time. So let's see if they respond any better in the second half. And I beg your pardon, Rice gets it on the kickoff, and the Owls carry it out to the 28-yard line. And that's where they'll operate after the nice run back that time by Adrian Sadler. So the Owls, after Acme making the tackle for San Jose State, and Chad Richardson will start the second half at quarterback.
You know, I'd be real surprised here if San Jose State does not come with a little pressure. Try to get into the backfield, make a negative play, get something positive for your defense. They have had nothing work for them so far, have not been able to stop Rice at all.
1st and 10, the ball on the 28-yard line. Tyler, fullback, gets across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Yeah, and one thing, San Jose State, I mean, nothing has worked offensively for this team. I don't think they can be too concerned with 28-0 and the clock. They just need to stop Rice, get the football back, and try to get something going of any nature.
That's exactly right. The defense has to come up big now. They've got the evidence that they can stop this Rice team. Otherwise, there's no way they're going to win this football game. They've got to stop them, give their offense an opportunity to get on the field. We talked about San Jose's offense sometimes going 3 and out and relying on the defense to get them the football back.
2nd and 6. The stop made this time at the 35-yard line, picked up 3. It'll be 3rd and 3 as Wusinich made the tackle that time.
Yeah, Wusinich and Josh Perry, the linebackers inside, have played pretty well for the San Jose defense. Those are the 2 catalysts inside. They make a lot of tackles, a lot of plays, and they need to step up and hit this running game right in the mouth for Rice in the middle of the field.
3rd and 3 at the 35 for the Owls. Their opening possession of the game after a 3 and out for San Jose resulted in Rice going 18 plays and 9:45 off the clock, and that set the tone. Richardson looking for the crease, keeps the football and got the first down, it would appear. They mark it. One official was standing at the 40. Now he comes back, and they'll put it in 39. And Sanchez made the tackle, but there's a play where Richardson knew exactly what he needed.
Yeah, just down the line, midline option. He's got the lead blockers in front of him. Then he just takes the over pursuit by the defense to his advantage, cuts back for the play. 3 plays, 10.5 yards for Rice's offense, and they move the sticks.
I mean, it appeared the pitch might get him a bigger play, but he knew all he needed was the first down. 1st and 10 at the 39. Gonna throw the football. Got plenty of time, and looking for Tillman. Well covered, throws it away.
Yeah, Tillman got locked up with Dory Lewis, the cornerback outside. A little contact there in the 5-yard zone area. Lewis, young cornerback, does a pretty good job on Tillman, not allowing him to get off the line of scrimmage cleanly, and Chad Richardson really had to throw it away.
2nd and 10 coming up at the 39-yard line for the Rice Owls.
Yeah, a little contact outside, and sometimes a cornerback gets his hand on him, pushing a little bit longer. He's pushing him down, but he's in the 5-yard area. He releases him, and Tillman's just stumbling there. There's really not a penalty once he has no contact beyond that 5-yard area.
Gingrich on the pitch. Ran out of room and pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7. We'll see which way they mark it. Yeager and Sanchez, the stoppers for San Jose State. Opening possession, 2nd half here at Rice Stadium.
Well, bringing up a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 7. Rice has not had many of these to deal with today. Good opportunity now for the defense of San Jose State to make a stand, make this Rice offense punt possibly with a stop here.
3rd and 7 at the 42. You see the 3rd down conversions, and this game, 9 of 10. How about it? 10 of 11? As Bradley rolls near the marker. Don't know if he got it or not. Had to get to the 49, it appears, as Sherrod made the stop. Vucinic also there.
Sherrod does come over from his defensive end spot to make the play, but he's just hanging on here. And watch the blocking outside. You see Jamie Tyler, 37, the fullback. He cut blocks on the outside, gets Lewis to the ground. And Sherrod, boy, if he pulls him down, no, not even close, but now it brings up a 4th and short. It looks like Rice may go for it again, Bill.
Did it in the first half. Had no problem. San Jose went it for the first half. Major problem, and it turned into a Rice touchdown. 4th and a yard. Tyler didn't get it. Boyer, Vucinic, and crew all there, as well as Sanchez, to make the stop. And San Jose, the first really positive thing they've had happen today.
Really is. It's the only thing they've had happen positive. 4-down series here, middle of the field. They stopped the Rice offense. Hey, that 1/2 yard they needed to get couldn't come, and he changed his direction here. Tyler was trying to get outside, and Vucinic does a nice job of popping him right in the mouth and holding him back, and the cavalry comes, and good stop by San Jose. Ken Hatfield getting a little animated there on the sideline. He wants his offense to succeed every time they go out there. Credit the defense that time with a good stop.
Well, and that call made not only with confidence in the offense, but confidence in the defense and what they've shown in the first half. Casteller, always interesting to watch a team on its first possession like San Jose State after they've had a time to regroup. They go to the air where Dawson makes the tackle after the completion to Brewer, I believe it was.
Well, let's face it, Bill, only 12 minutes of offensive opportunity in the first half for San Jose State. They haven't had a chance to really roll out their full playbook that they even developed for this football game. Now, they need to get a couple of positive success plays going so they can do a few different things.
Sean Green comes out wide to the bottom of your screen. One back, play action, and Casteller fumbles the football. And I think Rice has got it. The Owls, Chris DeMundren, the defensive tackle, I believe, came up with it. And Rice gets it right back. Well, you tell your defense, we believe in you, and Casteller, boy, he's mad at himself on that one. Timeout is called. We'll take a break. It's Rice 28, San Jose State 0. Welcome back as Chris Casteller upset with himself on that fumble. It was Deontay Whitaker in the ballgame for the first time. Take another look at it here.
Well, Casteller's actually going to do a draw play, and Casteller either goes the wrong way or Whitaker does and come inside. Joe Bob Thompson makes the fumble, causes a fumble, and Rice jumps on top of it. Big play that time by Rice's defense and a busted play by San Jose.
Yeah, DeMundren with the recovery, and now Rice takes it over again. And first down and more for the Owls on that first down play. So Blunt and Noah make the tackle that time on Anthony Griffin. And Griffin, who's already got 2 touchdowns, looking like he wants another.
You know, you see Gingrich, who's run well the last couple of weeks, Leroy Bradley, and now Griffin this week. He's doing the job out there. Some pretty good runs and showing some nifty footwork on the sideline, leaping over would-be tacklers.
Ken Hatfield, a lot of offensive running weapons for this team. 1st and 10 at the 43. So after no turnovers for San Jose in the first half, they start their first possession with 1 here in the second half. And again, bye-bye. Hello, end zone. And Griffin goes the distance. 43 yards and 6 more for the Owls.
Well, this is just defensive pursuit. You see the fake, everybody going across. Watch Vucinic, who goes inside, and Griffin to the outside. He gets outside of the defense, but then the speed that the tailback has just gets to the outside. He almost steps out of bounds here, running so fast. He said, hey, I got to tiptoe it in the end zone, and nobody makes a play on it.
So the turnover, 2 plays, touchdown. 56-yard drive, if you will, 21 seconds, very un-Rice-like. And Crabtree to the form, hits his 5th point after of the day, and the Owls and Griffin having a great afternoon, up 35-0.
Hey, Howard, switch seats with me.
No way.
Come on, I've got the scoop on the Vikings-Lions game. I should be in the middle today.
Why don't you guys arm wrestle for it? Okay. Chris, are you sure that... Go!
It's an explosive day of doubleheader action on Fox NFL Sunday as the Vikings take on the Lions. Then the Packers battle the Broncos. It's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader this week on your local Fox station.
Don't miss it.
Very funny.
Man, I always shop here at Don's Food Store. They've got that great Diamond Shamrock gas, the best snacks, man, the works. Well, I was in a hurry the other day, and I thought I'd maybe save a couple of minutes or so I went somewhere else, because I was right there, you know, and I...
Welcome back to Rice University, and it's a happy campus today here in Houston as the Owls up 35-0. They led 28-0 at the half. A turnover from San Jose to start the second half, and a 43-yard touchdown run by Griffin has made it 35-0. The kickoff to the Spartans, and up across the 20 to the 23-yard line is about it for San Jose State, as carrying the football was Jamar Julian, a sophomore from San Jose, and DeVillen made the tackle. Let's go back to that touchdown for Rice.
Well, Bill, right here, this player, Kevin Griffin, is the outside cornerback. He has to maintain home. Watch what happens here where they do the fakes inside. Go ahead and run the play, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The play fake inside, the cornerback has to stay at home. He's just a freshman. Kevin Boyer sucks inside, and Griffin reads it, gets outside of the defense, and has the speed to take it to the house. A little bit of the defense trying to make plays inside, and their responsibilities being lost on the outside contain, and Boyer, the young freshman cornerback, didn't get the job done that time.
Griffin, 3 touchdowns today. And he has done it in quick fashion. 1st and 10 at the 22 now for Casteller and San Jose State. Whitaker again in the ballgame. The pass is complete to Pulley, and that's a first down at the 39-yard line of the Spartans, so they will move the chains.
Bill, I think it was the longest play from scrimmage today for the Spartans, about 17, 18 yards on that play. The little square in route by Pulley comes across the field, and Spartans do a good job of protection for Casteller, who delivers it on timing. That's a positive play for this offense, and they need a few more of those to get going.
Scott Huffman and Sadler there to make the play for the Owls. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, the line of scrimmage. And nothing doing that time on the first carry of the day for Deontay Whitaker. Whitaker coming in 7.2 per carry, 634 yards, and 11th on the NCAA charts at 126 yards per game.
Well, he didn't play at all in the first half. I bet Dave Baldwin said, hey, Deontay, can you go? Can you give us a little bit of a spark out there? We want to put the ball in your hands. Maybe your presence on the field alone will help our team get going.
5'6", 180-pound junior out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. And Whitaker lines up, lone back. Casteller on 2nd and 11. Complete at the 45-yard line and out of bounds, where Dawson makes the tackle on LeBlanc. Hebert also covering. Casey LeBlanc, the receiver, he came in with 20 receptions.
Well, Chris Costello is a very capable quarterback, and he'll stand in the pocket and he'll throw, deliver on timing. And you see a hit there by Green just as he throws the football. He has enough talent to get the ball out there to his receivers. He was 21 of 28 against Tulsa, Bill, as you see him get the ball to LeBlanc on the outside. He's a very capable quarterback, and Dave Baldwin said that, hey, he played exceptionally up until last week.
3rd and 4 at the 45 for the Spartans. Now to LeBlanc, got the first down across midfield to the 45-yard line of Rice, and Pittman and Dawson make the tackle. Yeah, and Costello last year split time in the San Jose victory over Rice. He was 12 of 14 for 169 yards in that victory over the Owls. So there's a lot of respect on the Rice side toward Costello. But again, this series here, it seems to be more truly what San Jose wanted to present as a package.
Yeah, they're taking what the defense is giving them right now. The underneath passing routes are available to the offense, and they're taking advantage of those. Rice is playing a little zone defense and spreading it out and not giving up the big play.
Costello complete and across the 40 to the 37-yard line. And Dawson and McMillan make the tackle that time on Bailey.
Wayking Bailey makes a reception on the outside. Costello here does a good job. Watch the offensive line protection. Hey, they're getting a little time to throw the football now. No pressure on Costello, so he can throw it outside to Wayking, and does a good job of keeping him in bounds and the clock running.
Well, only 34 yards passing in the first half for San Jose. They probably surpassed that on this drive. 2nd and 2 at the 36. And the loose football, anybody's ball, still on the floor. And finally, San Jose State comes up with the football at midfield. That ball bounced 3 or 4 different times, and Costello's the one that finally came up with it.
Well, when Deontay Whitaker can't practice all week, which he did, he doesn't have the timing here, and the ball pops out. He gets hit off the tackle's rear end, and Deontay lets it go. And watch Costello do a game job here of going for the football. The quarterback is scrapping, and, hey, his hustle gets the football back.
Huffman had 2 shots at it, could not get it, and finally Costello, staying with it, comes up with it. That's the good news for the Spartans. The bad news, it's 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that was Scott Vandegrift coming across, pulling from the offensive tackle position right in front of Deontay Whitaker, and you know the timing just was not there on the football play.
3 wideouts, this time to the near side as Costello, 3rd and 15 from the 50. 8:03 to go in the quarter. Intercepted. Hebert, 45-40. Hebert still in bounds inside the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Jason Hebert, the sophomore from Spring, Texas, his 3rd interception of the season. And again, Rice with a turnover to set up what could be another TD.
Well, every team practices this play in practice. It's the old tip drill. The ball comes across off the receiver's hands, and hey, beat Johnny on the spot, make the play. Hebert does a nice job of coming down, get your blockers out front, make some positive yardage. Hey, he's wanting to take it to the house. Credit the San Jose offensive line trying to come across. You see Vandegrift trying to knock him out of bounds, and big number 75 comes over and knocks him out for the final tackle. Big play there by Jason Hebert in the secondary.
John Hammer making the tackle that time, the offensive lineman for San Jose State. And Hebert gets congratulations on his 3rd INT of the year. We talked about what a mainstay he has been in that secondary for this team, and certainly doing it both against the run and now against the pass. 1st and 10 from the 20. Richardson. And to the 10, the 5, and almost another touchdown on one play as carrying the football that time for, let's see, Wasinich and Wilson making the tackle as Hawkins on the carry.
Well, Chad Richardson is using his tailbacks, and you can see what's happened here for this Rice team the last couple of weeks. Their turnovers have been very, very good. The last 5 games, 4 turnovers, 13 total takeaways. You know, this first 2 games, they had 7 turnovers they created themselves and gave away and didn't get any back. So that giveaway, takeaway game is really in the favor of the Owls, and that big interception by Hebert setting up this drive.
After Hawkins' run down to the 6, it's 1st and goal. Tripped up this time as Ron Acuna makes the tackle, senior from San Bernardino, California. Outside linebacker.
Well, look at the top of your screen. Number 33 plays inside the block and just sees the running back in the backfield. Does a good job of hitting him in the legs. Acuna, you know, he's a guy who played outside linebacker and going to play shared the time in there with Lucinich on the field as well. One of the better players that they have on this defensive unit.
Second and goal, a loss of 1 on that, so it's 7 for the touchdown. Richardson on that option again. Shows the ball and scampers into the end zone. What a great fake by Chad Richardson. And a flag is thrown. Let's see the call here. It's on San Jose, I believe.
Play, dead ball, personal foul on the defense, dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Those penalties canceled. Touchdown is good.
And Rice with 6:58 to go in the third. Chad Richardson, his second score of the day.
Little sleight of hand, misdirection. Hey, watch the football. There it goes. Boom. Go on outside, Mr. Lucinich. I'm cutting inside of you, and I'm going to jump over and make a touchdown.
Made it look easy, didn't he? Crabtree, he might be the only guy that's getting winded as he comes on for his 7th, whether his 6th point after, and he converts. And it's now 42-0 with a timeout on the field.
This is Fox Sports Net.
It's been 1 full month since La Quinta superstar Sarah Hyland pulled a hammy chasing down a customer who'd forgotten his credit card. Let's check in on her rehab.
What can I say? Sarah's a warrior. She's here at the hotel pushing it every day. Laps in the pool, stationary bike, you know, some cardio work, followed by some hot and cold therapy. Tough kid, a lot of heart.
Dedicated employees and great facilities.
Fox Sports Net. 1st and 10 on the 18 for the Spartans. Costello with the throw outside to the flat, and a flag is thrown as Bailey is driven out of bounds after the reception. Kenny Smith making the play. Sophomore from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Yeah, Bill, for Rice, we've got a whole new secondary out there. All 4 positions are different players, not the starters. So Ken Hatfield's taking this opportunity, up 42 points, to get, you know, some time for these kids on the field, give them a chance to perform, you know, against San Jose State.
After the play, personal foul, hitting a player out of bounds. On the defense, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Well, you see Joe Bob here coming to the outside, and watch his hands go up. He's going to push him in the head area outside, and he tried to lay off, but a little bit of contact already made while he was out of bounds.
So San Jose State a little bit better field position to operate out of with 6:42 to go in the third. Well, Rice has done it in every form today. Throwing, running, taking advantage of turnovers, defense stopping on downs and then scoring. Every possession a touchdown for the Rice Owls. San Jose State down 42-0 after a 42-0 loss last week against TCU. Texas has not been kind to the Spartans. Throw out in the flat and is complete that time to Bailey again. He's at midfield where Kenny Smith again makes the tackle. No flag this time, though.
Well, I think it's important, though, for Dave Baldwin's team to find some success on the field, and they've got to find a way to get it done. Throw the ball, run the ball. You know, stay into your offense. You know, you've got some more ball games to play this year. Obviously, things aren't going well against the Owls today, but they've got to find something they can build on for the future, because it's going to be a long plane ride back and a lot of soul searching going on.
Yeah, and when Whitaker and Pulley become healthy again, then this team becomes more potent. You're sitting here at 3-4, assuming they lose today, but SMU next week, and certainly an opportunity to get back on the plus side. So, but boy, when you get your head handed to you twice in a row like this, you really do have to do some work inside their heads.
Well, defensively, they haven't gotten the job in the last couple of weeks, obviously, and I know their defense coordinator, Todd Throckmorton, he's going to have to go back to the drawing board and find a way to stop these teams and get something positive happen on the defensive side of the ball. The offense has not been active as well for San Jose. Haven't had a lot of positive plays. They're trying to do a few things here in the third quarter and having a little bit of success, Bill.
Bailey, the receiver again on the 1st and 10 play from the Rice 45. Thompson and Bedford, the tacklers for the Rice Owls. Another look at it with 6 minutes to go in the third.
Well, you see the coverage here that they have. They're taking outside little zone coverage underneath there. Wei King does a good job of going to the dead area in the defense, and the quarterback throws in front so he can make the play in front of Bedford, the cornerback.
2nd and 3 now for Casteller. Casteller, the pump fake, and the flag thrown, intended that time for Sean Green, San Jose junior.
Contact downfield, probably by Rice here. Going to go against the secondary.
And really, this drive, the first thing all day that Ken Hatfield could really complain about, because you had the personal foul late hit, and then here that figuring, hey guys, you want to keep this shutout, clean it up a bit. But that's been about the only negative.
Well, and conversely for Dave Baldwin, he'll take anything he can get at this point. His offense is sputtering. You know.
Interference on the defense. Spot foul. First down.
You get the 15-yard penalty out of bounds, and now the spot foul, and moving the ball down the field, have a couple of receptions along the way, and they're in scoring distance now, Bill.
Scarborough and LeBlanc to the right side. And they give it to LeBlanc on the pass. He is ridden out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Picks up 3 or 4.
Well, other than Deontay Whitaker, LeBlanc has had the ball in his hands more times than any other offensive player on the field for the Spartans, and they've gone to him today trying to get him outside where he can use his speed and elusiveness to make a big play, and Casteller's done a pretty good job of getting it out there to him. And Casey LeBlanc is a guy they give it to him, handing off around in the backfield and also throwing it to him on the screens outside as a wide receiver screen, and that's what's happening so far here this quarter.
2nd and 7 from the 20 with Rice leading 42-zip. Casteller, short drop, got the first down to Bailey and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11 now for San Jose State. Certainly their deepest penetration as Rice is shut out in jeopardy. Dave Baldwin.
I'll tell you who's done a really good job with this Rice football team is Roger Henshaw, their defensive coordinator. He's put a bunch of guys out there in position to make plays, and they've executed. Their first group who played very well early on in this ball game. He's got a lot of the second-team guys out there right now and playing a little conservative with some zone defense behind, and the offense is taking advantage of what the defense is giving them. But the defense coordinator's done a pretty good job for Rice this year, giving them a good chance to win.
In the end zone and bobbled and then goes out of play as it looked like a near touchdown for Kenny Neers, 171-pounder junior, 6-footer out of San Diego, had 8 receptions coming in.
It's almost a design play where a receiver runs him off and try to throw it back to him. You see Kenny Neers on the outside. He's going to run down the field, and it's actually designed to throw short, so he comes back, takes the cornerback away, and uses his momentum to come back to the football. He just didn't make the catch.
2nd and 10. LeBlanc cuts back up on the end around and gets to the 7-yard line, and Shell made the tackle.
Yeah, that's that little reverse we're talking about. He's more of a wingback coming around, and Casey LeBlanc coming into the game. He handled the ball 18 times on running plays. He's had 3 or 4 today. Handed off to him in the backfield, seeing to get outside and make a play and get up for positive yards. That time got a 3 or 4 yards.
3rd and 6 from the 7. Casteller. A little short of the first down. Kenny Smith covering on the play. Going to the receiver that time, 91, Trong, a wide receiver from Vallejo, California, 5'8", 178.
Now that's just his inexperience as a wide receiver. He needs to go down the field and get a chance to get a first down. He stopped 2 yards short of the sticks. Could have gone up to the end zone. possibly came back for that play and may have a chance for the first, but now it brings up 4th and 2, Bill.
4th and 2 at the 3. Brewer goes wide right. LeBlanc comes back forward and gets the touchdown. Casey LeBlanc, sophomore from San Jose, and he squirts into the end zone, and LeBlanc gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and it's that 0 off the board for San Jose State.
Well, just a positive play here. The offensive line, watch them here. They're going to do angle blocks inside. Then you had your backside counter blocks, your guard and your tackle coming across. Casey LeBlanc coming right off of their blocks, do a good job of cleaning out the right side of that defensive front, and Casey LeBlanc in for the score.
And the point after for Morgan is good, and San Jose State is on the board. It's now 42-7 as the Spartans take advantage of a couple of big penalties against the Rice Owls, and LeBlanc caps off an 11-play, 82-yard drive on a 3-yard touchdown run. Casey LeBlanc with the score, and Rice now leading by 35, 42-7. Well, Sunday mornings, we got you covered on the National Football League. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports Net, Chris Myers, Jackie Slater, Chris Spielman, and Marv Levy preview the day's slate of NFL action. Spielman, a former All-Pro, and of course Slater seemed like he played for about the first 50 years of the NFL, and Marv Levy, who coached for about 50 years at all levels of the NFL, and a lot of fun those guys have, and they'll keep you up to date on what's going on around the league.
Get a positive play, a chance to make a play. Watch the guard tackle from the backside come across, and you see Casey LeBlanc. Well, we're staying with the quarterback. A little misdirection fooled our camera people, and you see Casey coming into the end zone late in the frame there. That's something positive for Dave Baldwin, and his team has to build on that one play and that one drive that they had here in the 3rd quarter, Bill.
Hawkins sees the kickoff go over his head and out of the end zone, and Rice will bring it out on the touchback, 1st and 10 on the 20. Yeah, something positive for San Jose State to take out of here, and again, now they need to see, all right, what can our defense do? Can we stop Rice again and see if we can get the football back?
Well, you wonder about the jet lag, whether or not that's an effect on this team. They, outside of Hawaii, they're the ones that travel the most in this conference coming to Texas. It's 2 long trips that they've had so far here this season, and coming back to Houston now, with the early times you talked about earlier for their wake-up calls, 2 hours difference. A little bit of adjustment time. They've only been here about 15, 16 hours.
First down carry at the 20-yard line. And, well, Rice, we talked about how effective they've been today as Griffin on that carry. Take a look at the possessions, and we always talk about time of possession. Look what they've done with their possessions. All but one resulting in a touchdown, and even that one they had the ball for 7 plays and killed some time. And you talk a little bit about the time and the travel here. I know Dave Baldwin is one that there's been a lot of reaction around the league to TCU leaving to go to Conference USA. We'll comment on that in just a second, as Wolf on the carry, out of bounds short of the 30-yard line, and Vucinic makes the tackle. I think most in the league were expecting SMU to go as well, so the reaction was, well, we keep SMU and we keep the Dallas market, which is important. And also from Coach Baldwin's perspective out on the West Coast, he said, we've got Nevada coming in next year, which is a short trip for us, which is nice. And I think the league will decide tomorrow when the presidents gather in Denver as to whether they're going to expand to 1, 2, or possibly 3 more teams.
Well, they could do some expansion. They could go with different teams. And this week, San Jose State, this month, what they've had to do, come to Texas, and they have to go to UTEP as well. So a lot of trips here. And when you take TCU out of the mix, it's a little better travel-wise for the Spartans.
And on the 3rd down call, need to get to the 30. Looks like they may have made it. See where the spot is Gary on the carry on that 3rd and 1. Marshall Blunt makes the tackle, and also Boyer there for San Jose State.
Ken Hatfield talking to Ben Wolf, the sophomore quarterback coming in, giving Chad Richardson a spell, and deservedly so. Chad Richardson has really played very, very well the last 4 weeks now, Bill. Really run this offense to perfection and doing a good job for Ken Hatfield and this Al bunch. He's a leader out there, and he's done a good job and a good chance to get Ben Wolf some experience.
1st and 10 on the close call. Wolf carrying the football again. Out to the 36-yard line. Well, yeah, he's he's been fortunate. I say Coach Hatfield, the team has been fortunate that Richardson has been so durable and playing every play in the last 2 games. Today, give him a rest, and not only that, now they don't want to take the redshirt year off of Hurd. You want to develop Wolf for the rest of the year.
Well, this play doesn't look like a whole lot, but watch Ben Wolfer. He makes the decision. That's the most important thing, the decision. The pitch is not really there, so take your lumps as a quarterback, get up and what the play that you get can get the yardage you can get. And Ken Hatfield's going to see that play on film, and he's going to tell Ben Wolf, hey, you're maturing as a quarterback. You've only had a few plays, and you see what he's done today. One play, this whole team didn't make yardage after the Rice-Al offense. That's impressive.
Amazing. And even that play, looking like it wasn't going to go, might have been a slight loss, but even Griffin was able to get back to very close to the line of scrimmage as Seaton and Blunt make the tackle. Yeah, we can screw up anything with that little reverse psychology almost, can't we? We brag about it, it'll stop. Ken Hatfield say, "Would you guys just be quiet?"
Back to Ben Wolf, I think that it's important for him to get on the field. They're trying to save Jeremy Hurd, the freshman quarterback, from having to play. A lot of talent, a lot of ability there, but Ken Hatfield told us, he said, he's basically inexperienced, and I don't want to put him in a game in a situation where he has to play. Well, now he has a chance to play Ben Wolf in a situation where they're ahead comfortably, and you can see what he's able to do in a game and possibly be forced into action if something were to happen to Chad Richardson.
3rd down and 5 from the 35. And 1st down, Rice. Hawkins again as he rolls across the 40-yard line where Laharon make the tackle.
Well, here's another chance for Ben Wolf to get some plays in this offense. Just a down-the-line option. He's going to fake it inside. He's going to read his keys. Hey, give it to the pitch because I got somebody in my face right away. Those are little things that the quarterback in this offense has to do, and the only way you get better at that is through repetition.
Well, and the other part is we mentioned earlier about the redshirting process, and injuries dictate so often how many of those freshmen you can redshirt. But once you get past this point, 7th game of the season, it's like point of no return that you're not going to risk a standout player for just 3 or 4 games, almost no matter how good you think the player might be. It's not fair to the young man and then also, as you mentioned, to be inexperienced, then to come in and expect to perform.
That's right. And Ben Wolf, he's a sophomore. He's able to play. So Ken Hatfield's doing the right thing in the football game.
That's it in the 3rd period. It's all Rice. 42-7. We're back for the 4th in a moment. 42-7, Rice over San Jose State as we start the 4th quarter here at Rice Stadium in Houston. Bill Land and Gary Reasons with you on Fox Sports Net and a little college football Saturday. Conference USA, Cincinnati, and UAB coming up, and later on, tripleheader continues with Iowa State and Missouri. Right here, it is Rice 42-7, and that a 2nd and 6 call as Lewis made the tackle on the Owl ball carrier, Hawkins. And it'll be 3rd and short, call it 1 at the 49-yard line. Just across the 50 into San Jose State territory.
There was one play in this ball game that the San Jose defense did not defend very well. It's that crossbuck action with that halfback coming across the quarterback and coming into the line of scrimmage at the tackle position. As you see the rushing yardage here for Rice today and San Jose, pretty amazing, but that's pretty indicative of how this football game has gone.
Rice 317 yards rushing. They've been averaging 238 a game. Here, tack on some more and another, no, out of bounds. Way back on the 33-yard line as they're going to bring this one back. Derek Gary, though, still a very nice run.
Well, I tell you what he shows here. He shows on the outside the speed, the ability to get outside. Watch the 2nd gear kick in here. Whoop, right there. He kicks in that 2nd gear, and I tell you, if he doesn't step out of bounds here, he cuts back and he almost makes a touchdown. But they called him out, Bill, what, about the 33-yard line?
Yeah, ran away from Seaton here. Nice little move.
Yeah, he's got that little quick step there and just turned on the gas, and that's a good job getting around the corner.
16 yards in the pickup to make it 1st and 10 at the 33 as the Owls will have possession there with 14-10 to go in the ball game, and Dave Baldwin just stuck with enduring it all on the other sideline. And this time right up the middle for the Owls. Wolf again, the quarterback here, running the plays here in the 4th quarter. Some valuable time for him as Gary again carrying the football. Josh Perry made the tackle. Also Edgar Nava, number 54, in on the stop for the Spartans.
I believe Dave Baldwin started the game, Bill, with the headset on, and he got the headset off. He's just kind of pondering now about what's going on in this football game. You can see him kind of shaking his head in disgust there. A lot of things are going to have to go on for this football team after 2 consecutive losses now and that they're being faced with. And here in Texas against 2 teams, big points. Their defense has not responded. They haven't been able to stop Rice really whatsoever, except for the one situation where Ken Hatfield decided to go on the 4th down where they were stopping them on downs. And they're moving the ball very, very well on the ground against this team. And last week they gave up over 400 yards rushing, and the one young man had 300 yards himself from TCU, Tomlinson. And so it's a situation where their defense has to perform at least to give their offense a chance to get on the field.
Chris Tandy and Josh Perry making the stop that time for the Spartans. And yeah, coming into this game with Rice that you're going to have to slow them down a little bit and give your offense a chance to create the big plays that they live by.
Well, the offense that they have, San Jose's offense, as you see a penalty by the referee throwing it there, possibly a delay game when he throws it back there.
Ken Hatfield not happy about that as he visits with Hawkins, who was late getting off the field.
Substitution on the offense. Huddle breaking with 12 men. 5 yards, remains first down.
That's an assistance by the referee to San Jose at this point.
Yeah.
That's one of those. I didn't really see anybody come off the field, but
timeout is called here with Rice rolling at 42-7. We'll be back with more on Fox Sportsnet in a moment. Rice led 28-0 at the half, took advantage of a couple turnovers to start the second half, and now on its way 42-7 and trying to tack on 7 more. Wolf hands it off up the middle on the 1st down and 15 call. Here's how it's gone so far here today. Our game summary on Fox Sports Net, college football. San Jose State just 128 yards to Rice's 382. 8 possessions, 6 touchdowns. Anthony Griffin with 3 of those, 1 through the air and 2 on the ground. And Rice rolling at 42-7.
Well, those possessions, that's the most important thing there, Bill. The ball control we talked about that Rice does with this offense, it just lulls you to sleep out there. They just roll the ball down the field, and they scored very, very efficiently early in this ball game and got out ahead and have really controlled this game all the way through.
2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line. Wolf on the option. Keeps the football. 15-yard line, 14-yard line. And Wucinich made the tackle. Well, in every game but one, only the Texas game, has Rice not won the time of possession battle. Even if it's Michigan, they still have the ball more.
Well, they do. They do that very well, and it's because his offense clicks. And like this quarterback here, Ben Wolf does a good job of not pitching and holding it inside and getting those first downs or close to a first down. And they move the chains. That's what they do very, very methodically. They move the ball down the field, and they win that time of possession. And by doing that, the offenses of the other team don't have a chance to score.
3rd and 2 at the 14 now for the Owls. Wolf 6 carries and 34 yards in his experience today. Here's Griffin trying to sniff out the end zone. Bolts down to the 9-yard line before he is brought down. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Rice Owls.
Anthony Griffin hasn't had a lot of chances prior to this ball game, but today he's really stepped it up, and I like the little pep in his step that he has as a tailback, going through the line of scrimmage and getting his knees up high and eluding would-be tacklers with their hands, and does a good job of getting positive yardage, and now a 1st down for Rice.
And Griffin, he came in with just 12 carries for the year in 60 yards. Remember last year, 183 yards against San Jose. He'd like to play against the Spartans every week. 1st and goal from the 9. And bowling right through that line and into the end zone, Derek Gary. And Gary gets his first TD. The sophomore from San Antonio. And Rice gets 6 more. 9-yard run here in the 4th quarter. And Rice making it 48-7.
Just positive blocking there at the point of attack by the offensive line for Rice and allowing Gary to get through there, the fullback, just barreling his way into the end zone. They have just worn out this San Jose defense, Bill.
And how. Crabtree sets up for the point after. And it's good. 49-7. And Gary getting the touchdown. 7 carries, 54 yards for the day for that youngster. For the 49-7 lead over San Jose State after a 15-play, 80-yard drive that took another 7 minutes off the clock. And Rice leading it by 42. Scarborough will down it in the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. Grimes, he does the long distance kicking, all the kickoffs, and has had 1 field goal attempt this year and made it plus 50. Whereas Crabtree takes care of all the short stuff.
Well, the last series out there on defense, Rice's second unit was out there, but they put their first group back in. They're going to make a statement here. We're going to stop you again, and going to see how they approach this Spartan offense this time. The Rice's defense has played very, very well the last few weeks, Bill, and we've talked about it a lot. A lot of big plays out there by this defense, turnover-wise, and they're a tough defense right now in this conference.
The fake to LeBlanc and then the pass reception to Vaughn, but not much on it, and just past the 20-yard line. McMillan made the tackle. A totally different team. Obviously, competition a little bit different too, but these last 4 games, you split the stats up, it's pretty amazing. Offensively, for example, 207 yards total offense first 3, 344 the last 3 prior to today, and that's going to get a bump too. Same thing with scoring, offense and defense. And the completion here out to the 35-yard line to Sean Green, and that'll make it a first down. Ortega made the tackle.
That's a good job by Costello that time of reading the progression of the defense. They tried to take away the outside route, then you have the curl pattern right behind. The Green does a good job of finding the hole in the defense and getting a good positive play.
And Costello comes up to the line quickly with 10:50 remaining. And the handoff to Whitaker. 31, I beg your pardon. And McMillan makes the tackle on Morton. We have not seen much of him today. In fact, it might be his first carry. Darian Morton, Jr. He came in with 19 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown.
Well, I think last week against TCU, when they found out that Deontay Whitaker would not be able to play, he played, what, 5, 6, 7 plays last week, Bill, and the tailback position really didn't produce much of anything for him last week, and today it hasn't done so as well. So a little bit of soul searching there. What do you do without Deontay in the backfield? You can't throw the ball every down. I mean, that's a given in any football game. If you just go one-dimensional, the teams are going to do 2 things. They're going to really cover outside very well, and they're going to rush the quarterback and put pressure on that quarterback, so things are not going to be easy to accomplish in the passing game. You have to have some kind of balance. And, you know, right now, the last 2 weeks, San Jose State has not had any balance, so to speak of. They're forcing everything into the passing game area, putting it all on Chris Costello's shoulders in the passing game, and the receivers outside.
18 total rushing yards for the Spartans today. They average 171 coming in here. So that gives you an idea of what Gary's talking about, that's a big part of their game. They led the league in total offense, but it wasn't just throwing the football every down. Aber and Pittman make the tackle here.
Yeah, we talked about this Rice defense and some of their players, and safety Jason Aber, he's a big part of this defense. You watch him here, he reads his keys very well. He's a good explosive player. Watch him make the pop here. You know, he runs through the tackle. He does everything that you want from a safety. I think one of the most important things that he does is he brings leadership to that team, and he tackles very well in the open field.
LeBlanc, the reception short of midfield on the first down pitch.
You know, when your defense plays with confidence out there like Rice has the last few weeks, I mean, it really bodes well for the whole football team. And with this churned out type of an offense that Ken Hatfield uses here for his football team, I tell you, it's a real positive atmosphere around this Rice football team, and I see a lot of good things in the future for them. And obviously, we talked about their redshirt program, the depth that they're building. I tell you, this is going to be a heck of a program for the years to come.
2nd and 7 at the 49 this time for the Spartans. And they go up the middle, fumble, and still scrambling. Rice saying they've got it. Let's wait and see when they come out of that dog pile.
Well, there are 4 plays today that Deontay Whitaker has touched the football, or at least had a chance to touch the football, and fumbles occurred on 3 of those plays. That being one of them, that was his fumble out of his hands. And then unless that was Morton running through there.
Rice gets the football. I believe it was Morton. Yeah, it was Morton. And Dave Baldwin doesn't make any difference. Somebody's got to hang on the football as Ortega comes up with it, I believe, for the Rice Owls.
Well, yeah, similar types of runners, 50 runners inside, and so that's the kind of thing. And hey, if you're going to run the football, you got to hang on to it. Credit the Rice's defense for coming up with a big play again. Zimmer Morton's going to run. It's just a little delayed draw inside, and he's trying to pick his way through it. Somebody just pulls the ball and pops it out. Oh, it's a foot. It's kicked out there.
His own teammate's foot flipped up and caught the football.
And it was Bruno Contreras, the center, got his foot on the football, and it popped out of the running back's hand. Hey, when it rains, it pours, the old saying goes.
And even though it's bright and sunny here in Houston, it's a monsoon as far as San Jose is concerned. 1st and 10 of the 45 with 10 minutes to go. And the Owls continue to pour it on.
Well, I think Ken Hatfield's got to be encouraged by the depth that he's creating here. This running back position, you see Derek Gary, he's done a very good job. And you know, Ben Wolf coming in and spelling Chad Richardson at the quarterback position, getting some experience out there on the field. The offensive line, they've been able to shuffle a few guys in there and a tight end. You know, everyone's getting to play now for Rice, and what that does in a competitive situation, it only improves them. And you know, next week when they go to practice and prepare for that TCU bunch, there's going to be a lot more enthusiasm on this football team.
Griffin stopped for, maybe a yard. Maybe got back to line of scrimmage on a 2nd down and 2. And yeah, you think early in the game it was Tyler on the opening drive. Later on, Griffin with 3 touchdowns and explosive play. Derek Gary got the last one. We've seen some good runs from Hawkins. Obviously, Richardson and Wolf have had nice games. So it has really been spread around here today on the ground for Rice. And when they had to throw again, they proved they could and exploited San Jose there.
Well, they've done a very good job of moving the ball around. We showed a graphic earlier in the game of percentage that the quarterback has run the ball so far this year, 38% of the time. Not near the case today. Chad Richardson hasn't had to run the ball, and Ben Wolf has not had to run it very much today as well, because the tailbacks and the fullbacks for this Rice offense have all done very, very well. And the attack that David Lee and Ken Hatfield have approached this football game with for this offense has done a very, very good job, and they've found a way to exploit the San Jose defense.
Ben Amuero and Luke LaHeron made the tackle that time on Gary, but not before he moves the chains again on the 1st down run. 1st and 10 at the 39 as Ben Wolf comes over to get the play.
Yeah, you see some of the reserves in there on the offensive line coming in and getting a chance to get some depth. And I know these guys are very happy about getting a chance to get in the game and show these coaches what they can do, because, hey, they all want to play. And at some point, one guy may go down, and they have to go in there and execute.
Wolf with one chasing him, and he got hammered. Wolf made a sandwich of that time. Acuna, 33, got him from the front side. And coming from the back, I believe it was 57, Ryan Devlin.
Yeah, Devlin did. He closed from the backside, and Acuna does a good job in front of Ben Wolf, stopping the play. Kind of a nasty hit there on Ben Wolf, but he gets up and doesn't look too much worse for the wear.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, expect to get hit. I mean, you're gunning this offense.
Blue 24! Blue 24!
2nd and 11 from the 40, and Griffin is stacked up after a couple of yards. Griffin with 2 touchdowns on the ground already today. Clock moving with 7:30 remaining here in this football game. Rice 49-7. Well, how have they spread it around? Take a look at these numbers here today. The rushing game individually for the Owls.
Well, the fullback Tyler with the big numbers here, 83 yards, with the touchdowns by Griffin on the outside and Richardson, the quarterback. They do a pretty good job of spreading the ball around. You see all the people getting into the mix now for the Rice offense. Boy, running the football. Got to make a running football coach happy like Ken Hatfield, and he likes to see his team execute this way, and no one is selfish back there.
Boy, and TCU watches the game tape and says, well, who do we key on? Griffin, fumble. Wolf still didn't fall on it, and finally San Jose comes up with the football at the 45-yard line. Anwar Johnson with the fumble recovery for San Jose State. Johnson comes up with the play.
And one little miscue here in the offense, and it's not a good pitch, and didn't get handled by the tailback that time. And it's one of those things, though, that it's a growing pain that you're going to be able to deal with. Ken Hatfield obviously not happy about that with his offense, not executing the simple pitch outside, which they do time and time again in practice. But if you're going to have one of those things happen to you in a football game, I'd like for it to happen when you're 49-7 ahead.
Yeah, and you know, as an option team, you are going to have your share of fumbles, just as a passing team is going to turn it over through the air. So if it's going to happen when you're up 42. New quarterback, and the incompletion as Brennan Crook's first pass of the day. A 6'1" sophomore from Inglewood, California, in the Los Angeles area. Came out of West Los Angeles Junior College as a quarterback wide receiver.
Yeah, he's got the speed. He's got 4.5 speed in the 40. He's more elusive than Costello as far as running the football. You know, if he gets out of the pocket, look out. He's an explosive type of a runner.
Jump, 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 jump.
He spreads him out here with a lone back behind him, and it's 2nd and 10 at the 45 and 6:45 remaining. Rice 49, San Jose State 7. Crooks going deep, too deep, and picked off again by Hebert. His second of the day to the 20. And Hebert still on his feet and across the 30-yard line. Jason Hebert, his second INT of the day, his 4th of the year, and Rice gets it back. So when they do turn it over, they just come back and create one of their own.
Well, Brennan Crooks is trying to stick this in there. The man is covered. He shouldn't be throwing this football. Look at all the blue or purple shirts out there. Jason Hebert does a good job. He's just the receiver of it. Got him bracketed well from the outside with Sadler and underneath with the linebacker, and he got Hebert over the top. That would have been a tough one to get in there. Ortega had coverage underneath, and Jason Hebert.
Gary leans for about 4 to the 46-yard line. And Rice will have it 2nd and 6 there. And Rice, big one next week with TCU. I mean, TCU really responded well after the overtime loss against Fresno State in California. They bounced back by beating San Jose last week. They meet Tulsa tonight, and Tulsa team struggling right now to put it all together. And if they survive the Golden Hurricane, quite a matchup next week between Rice and the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, it could be a good showdown next week up there. And you know, I know Rice is probably going to be ready. They've got momentum behind them now. This will be their 4th win consecutively and 3-0 in the conference. So they're in the driver's seat. They know their position, and they know that if they go up to TCU and play well against the Horned Frogs, that could turn out to be a really, really good season for this Owl bunch, and possibly, you know, lead them to a championship.
Hawkins, the ball carrier. Rance and Akami making the tackle that time. Yeah, remember now Rice is here against TCU.
It's here, yeah.
TCU coming here, and it just seems like Rice is on the road every week.
3:30 Eastern Time in college football on ABC. We have games from the Big 10, Big 12, Pac.
On a season when they have 7 road games. They maintain possession with 3:37 to go in the football game.
Well, this offense, it kind of lulls you to sleep, Bill. You watch it, it just plugs. I mean, they don't look for the big play, and then when they make a big play, it's almost a mistake, because they like to do, you know, the 4-, 5-, 6-yard gains and just continually do those over and over and over again repetitively. It literally wears out a defense, and if you don't know how to stop it, or things that you're doing defensively are not working, it is just a long, frustrating day. And now back-to-back weeks for the San Jose defense where they have not played well at all against the run. I mean, I know there's going to be, you know, some really, really tough days ahead of this bunch when they go back home, as you see Rice running for some more.
Well, that is the 29th first down, as Derek Gary carrying that one from the 39 down to the 29. It picks up 10. Well, beg your pardon, down to 24. Picks up 15 as Blunt and Lawson make the tackle. 29 first downs. Well, the first drive was 18 plays. Later on, they had a 13-play drive. And no matter what you tell your defense, after a while, you just lose your fight. They just wear you out. And certainly, there's been a great example of it here today. Gary, 14 carries and 96 yards. So you'll probably get another tote or two here and a chance to break the century mark for Rice. 1st and 10 now at the 24. Gary stumbles forward for a couple. Knee touched around the 22.
You know, Bill, they started this game, Rice did, offensively, and, you know, we understand they're a run football team. As we take a look at David Lee, their offensive coordinator. And I tell you, the game plan that he put out there on the field for this team today was pretty good, really pretty good, because they ran the football, but what did they do early? They threw the football as well. They had a few completions and success there. Had a touchdown early throwing the football, and credit David Lee and Ken Hatfield for this offensive performance so far by this team today. And they've really put a good game plan together, and they found a way to exploit this defense. And that's the thing that they do each week. They find the weaknesses that they can exploit, and they execute those. They micromanage those little things and execute those very, very well, and that's what causes their success.
Yeah, the 31-yard pass play to Griffin made it 14-0 after the PAT. And now if you're San Jose, the rest of the day you're thinking, I better respect that pass, and that just set up just a bone-crushing running game the rest of the day. 3rd and 2 now at the 16-yard line after Hawkins' run. 1:30 remaining in the football game.
And all these running backs in the backfield for Rice, I know what they're thinking. They hope their number is called.
Yeah.
They all want to run the football. It's been a really good performance by each and every one of them.
Gary leaning forward and has the first down, and also enough to put him over 100 yards, I believe, for the day. So,
well, you don't do the running game as well without the offensive line and the blocking up front. And I tell you, this offensive line for Rice has done a very good job. And actually, the guys who've come in the second quarter, the second half, played very well. But you take Neil Gray, Matt Baldwin, Heath Fowler, the guards and centers on the first group with Rod Bevan and Aaron Sandoval, the tackles. You really credit those guys because they've been executing at a very, very high level the last 3-4 weeks. Causing a lot of optimism here for this offense. And when those guys could get their blocks and get the execution right for this offense, it's going to be a real success story for the Owls.
And the play. 46 seconds remaining, 49-7 as the clock ticking as Rice putting the finishing touches here. Ken Hatfield.
And one of the nicest coaches you're ever going to talk to, too, Ken Hatfield. He's a real pleasure to be around. I know the players like playing for him, and he's really one of the coaches in college football that really understand the student athlete and what they're all about. And I know each and every one of these guys really enjoy playing for him.
And Rice showing the sportsmanlike thing here as that takes care of the ball game and not adding any more to what has already been a horrible afternoon for Dave Baldwin and the San Jose State Spartans. 49-7. The final score as Rice 28-zip at the half, took advantage of a couple turnovers to start the second half and cruises to its 4th consecutive win and 3-0 in the WAC. San Jose State drops to 3-4 and 1-2. So for Gary Reasons, this is Bill Land saying so long from Rice Stadium. Our final score once again, Rice 49, San Jose State 7. Be sure to join us next Saturday as Hawaii will take on Tulsa. Coming up next, it's the slant, and then UAB and Cincinnati. We'll see you next week in Tulsa for Hawaii and the Golden Hurricane. You've been watching WAC college football coverage on Fox Sports Net. For Gary Reasons, this is Bill Land saying so long from Rice Stadium. But once again, the final score, the Rice Owls 49, the San Jose State Spartans 7. So long, everybody.